Hello, everyone. Our ceremony is going to begin shortly, so if you can please take your seats and silence your cell phones.
I visited Loyola. This was my first time ever coming to Chicago, and I just stepped on campus and it felt right. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, it was exactly where I wanted to be.
I came from a Jesuit university myself, so I knew what it meant and how they are really committed to the social impact work, and so it made sense for me to come and study an MBA focused on social impact in Loyola and in the city.
I chose Loyola because of their commitment to health equity and their patient-centered approach to care. And both of those are informed by this Jesuit notion of the inherent dignity of all people.
When I originally came in, I felt welcomed. You know, it felt like I went from being a student to having a family.
So right when the pandemic hit, we had to go home. I think this was like the week before spring break.
We had the metaphorical rug pulled out from underneath our feet, and all of a sudden everything was switched to online. And yeah, it was of course challenging. We were isolated. We were not able to see those people, our classmates, who had been such an incredible support system for those first 2 years.
I think the biggest roadblock during that time was trying to stay focused.
I lived in a really social dorm my freshman year, and then that was a really hard thing to just be done and go home.
We handled it with grace, and I was just humbled by some of the resiliency of many of my classmates.
Somehow still staying connected with the people that I had met, whether it be on Zoom, whether it be on FaceTime.
My program was very helpful in creating this community. We would have virtual coffee talks.
We made projects together. You know, we would get online and we would form groups and we would help each other in class.
That's something I will appreciate always. Like, I have this Friends for Life that Loyola gave me here in Chicago.
So with the pandemic came a really big time for reflection within myself. So I ended up changing my focus from medicine to public health, more specifically into what is epidemiology.
When coming back to campus though, I think the biggest thing was joining clubs that matter to me and getting involved in the clubs that I'm in. So in my sorority, getting involved with being in the sisterhood stuff and getting involved with teaching new members and helping them to come back into the sorority.
When I look at my classmates who did not relent in their collective pursuit of their medical education, I'm filled with hope.
After graduation, I will continue working at Driehaus Capital Management, now as a full-time employee.
So the hope and dream is, getting a job within epidemiology.
So a couple days ago, I found out that I'll be going to Columbia for internal medicine residency.
I have been exposed to some corporate recruiting, which has kind of given me insight into where I want to take my psychology degree. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be taking on a full-time position as a recruiter at LaSalle Network.
When I look back, I am going to say, I did it. I did it with the help of Loyola, the family bond that I built, joining together and completing what I started.
I would say that it definitely has set me up to manage my expectations and to kind of persevere through whatever difficult situation is happening, whether it be my work life, whether it be personal life, academic life.
We found Friends for Life here, and I feel incredibly blessed to have been a part of this community and really found my people during these past 5 years.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Waldeck, and I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at the School of Law. I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you on this very special day. I'd like to draw your attention to the processional that will be led by members of the School of Law faculty and by members of the Dean's Party. There are so many people here to celebrate today. President Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Harris, officers of the university, guests of honor, members of the faculty and administration, and most importantly of all, the candidates for graduation. Welcome, everybody, to the 152nd Annual Commencement of Loyola University Chicago for the School of Law. As we begin, let us pause for a moment to draw our attention to the university's land acknowledgement statement. It's both on the screen and in your program. It honors the heritage of the grounds on which we walk. Now, will everyone who is able please stand as the Loyola Wind Ensemble plays the national anthem. We then ask that you remain standing for our invocation. It is now my honor to present Reverend Jerome Overbeck of the Society of Jesus, AKA Father Jerry, our law school chaplain. He's going to offer our invocation, and please remain standing.
So let us bow our heads and pray. Thank you, God of all graciousness, for blessing us with gifts galore during these years at Loyola. We thank you for our family and friends who have supported us in so many ways. They buoyed our spirits, especially during these pandemic times, and encouraged and challenged us to stay the course to cross the finish line. Thank you for our faculty and mentors who helped us enlarge both our knowledge base and our circle of concern, to understand perspectives that we had never considered and to integrate them thoughtfully. Thank you for our classmates who helped us to learn, who enabled us to smile and break the tension when we were taking things way too seriously. Through their help, you enabled us to navigate this legal training even during these exceptional times with enough health, physical and mental health, and good spirit to finish the course. May we bring this spirit of resiliency into this next leg of our journey so that we continue to be flexible and adaptable. May we trust above all that we are never alone in this good adventure, that you are with us, and so are other good people of God with us when we welcome them to walk the journey with us. So it is with confidence that we pray, and we pray for your greater honor and glory, O God. Amen.
Please be seated. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Joanne Rooney, president of our university, who will offer a few words of welcome.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and trustees of Loyola University Chicago and our worldwide network of alumni, family, and friends, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the School of Law, part of the 2022 annual commencement for Loyola University Chicago. This year, we celebrate more than 5,000 graduates across 11 ceremonies in this one joy-filled week. Being able to celebrate together this year adds an extra level of excitement to an already momentous occasion. Following many months of constant adjustment, isolating solitude, remote learning, and virtual ceremonies, we have learned not to take some of the most basic things for granted, such as joining together as community or exchanging face-to-face greetings, or even sharing that special hug. I extend heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates, and the warmest of wishes to families, friends, and loved ones who are here with us today. Despite the uncertainties and constant challenges you endured during this global pandemic, you have adapted and you have persevered. With resolve and resilience, you continue to connect, to learn, and to care for each other. You navigated constant changes while supporting one another, and you worked hard as you completed your degrees. This is the real definition of being Jesuit educated. Of course, there were countless difficult moments and even some periods filled with doubt. But we have all been inspired by your resilience, creativity, and determination as you navigated so much change and uncertainty. And through it all, we have a renewed appreciation that we are all in this together, and none of us can accomplish great things alone. So let us take a moment to appreciate each other, students, families, faculty, and staff, for the many ways you lifted one another up, persevered, and leaned into a greater goal and the greater good. Let's share a round of applause for each other. At this Jesuit Catholic University, we understand that there is no learning without love, no success without kindness, no scholarship without accompaniment. There is no justice without mercy, no reason without faith, and no healing without hope. Our coming together today is a collective act of hope and of love. We come from many backgrounds and celebrate as one achievements across a number of fields. We connect not only to mark this milestone, but also to affirm as a community our commitment to the values of Jesuit education, civil discourse, deeper understanding, greater justice achieved through education, research, and service to others, and seeking and seeing God in all things. To this class of 2022, as you transition from law student to law graduate, it is important to recognize that it is your calling, your responsibility to apply these values across a world that is in the need of hope, commitment to action, and leaders like you. But for right now, at this moment, let us focus on the present, because it is time to celebrate and commence.
And now it is my pleasure to present Professor Zelda Harris, Interim Dean of our law school.
Well, thank you, and good morning, graduates. Thank you, Dean Waldeck, Dr. Rooney, Provost Callahan, faculty colleagues, Justice House, honored guests, graduates, families, and friends. Please allow me to add my welcome and heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. Wow, this is my class for sure, and it's just lovely to see you all. Through incredible forces of change and challenge, you have persevered and made it to the pinnacle of your legal education journey. Now is the time for reflection, celebration, and joy, and it's okay to exhale. Let us all take this moment to show our deep appreciation for the people who have been beside you and supported you along the way. Your parents, your spouses, children, siblings, professors, administrators, and the many friends and colleagues that offered you their sage guidance, love, wisdom, and encouragement along the way. We are also encouraged to pursue justice through the experiences that you had in courses, through your engagement with clients in externships, internships, clerking with judges, and hands-on public service in our community. Your pursuit of justice required commitment, labor, and perseverance in the face of incredible opposition. It is this practice of perseverance that you have honed so well. Our collective challenge at this moment is to continue that journey with you as you persist to confront and dismantle systems of inequity in the many environments that you will have influence. Your Loyola degree has prepared you to give voice to the voiceless, to help those who are weary from the entrenchment of racialized injustice. You have diligently worked to open your minds, your heart, and soul to connect to the human condition that surrounds us. And you have the goal of rendering your expert aid, knowledge, and wisdom. The value of your expertise comes not in the monetary reward, but the knowledge that you have the power and the responsibility to affect change for the betterment of our society. Your impact and influence will have no bounds. But your mind and body need rest. You need to recharge and continue in the struggle. A spiritual practice that St. Ignatius required of the Jesuits is the daily examen. Many faith traditions have similar practices. At its core, the practice requests that we pause, that we take the time needed to reflect and show gratitude for all that we have been given and all that we have endured. This pause can come in many forms: prayer, connection with the natural environment, exercise, just taking time to be with your loved ones with no set agenda other than love. and quiet meditation with self. You can reemerge as we have today, renewed with the fuel and resources needed to carry out your chosen profession and passion. The resources you need are the values and qualities that we instill at Loyola: compassion, empathy and understanding, intellectual curiosity, respect and appreciation for the values of inclusion, diversity, and equity are essential to the formation of the exceptional advocates that you are. You have integrated your values into action by volunteerism, pro bono work, service to clients in our clinics, externships and practica that take you to our international borders and beyond, where your need for your expertise is great, sharing your knowledge through research and writing on law journals and reviews. You have done all of that and more. Practicing your craft through participation in our competition teams that have a global reach, and your leadership efforts have been incredible to serve the law school and aid your fellow students through clubs and organizations. The pursuit of knowledge in our JD, LLM, and master's and doctoral programs is not an experience that can be achieved in isolation. It requires an openness to engage with people, places, and circumstances in person, online, in any way possible. We have to be willing to engage with things, places, and people that are unfamiliar to us with humility and appreciation to learn about other cultures. We know that you embrace and value this approach to your education, as evidenced by the generosity of our Loyola alumni. And you are about to be a part of that very special group. Our alumni give back to support our students in our law school with their time, talent, and gifts. The Loyola Alumni Network is vast, and as you enter the next phase in your relationship with Loyola, you will help to ensure the continuation of our commitment to the development of ethical advocates for justice who will lead efforts to dismantle the legal, economic, political, social structures that generate and sustain racism and all forms of oppression, who will advance the rule of law and the promotion of social justice. Now is the time to celebrate all that you have achieved. We salute you, Loyola Law graduates. We are so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I am so proud to be your dean, to have witnessed the incredible journey you have been on for the last 2.5, 3 years. And with your accomplishments, we are ready to engage in the practice and exercise of joy and celebration together. Congratulations. It is now my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce you to our commencement speaker, Justice Nathaniel R. Howes, Jr. Justice Howes is part of that very special Loyola Alumni Network. He's a 1976 graduate of the Loyola University Chicago School of Law and a 1973 graduate of the College of Arts and Sciences. Justice Howes has served as a judge for more than 23 years. He was first elected as a judge of the Circuit Court of Cook County in 1998, and in 2009, the Illinois Supreme Court assigned Justice Howes to serve as a justice on the Illinois Appellate Court, and in 2012, he was elected to a 10-year term on the Appellate Court. Justice House received the William R. Ming Award from the Cook County Bar Association for his contributions to civil rights. Our law school awarded him the Leadership and Service Award and the Norman C. Amaker Award of Excellence. He is a proud recipient of the Chicago Bar Association's most prestigious award, the Justice John Paul Stevens Award, which recognizes lawyers and judges who have demonstrated outstanding character and commitment to their community throughout the length of their career. Welcome to the podium, Justice House.
Dean Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Harris, thank you for the wonderful introduction. Faculty of the Loyola University School of Law, to the families and to the friends, and most importantly, to the Loyola Law Class of 2022. Good morning. Today you will join an illustrious group. You will become an alum of the Loyola University of Chicago School of Law. This group, like you, is comprised of individuals from many different countries, cultures, backgrounds, and experiences. It is composed of attorneys, judges, politicians, and leaders of industry, government and charitable employees, and professionals. A great many of your fellow alums have risen decisively through the ranks of America's leading law firms, the halls of government, and the corridors of industry. Today, you will follow them into a world filled with possibilities and opportunities. Your legal education has presented you with the opportunity for a stable, productive, and fulfilling life. Very shortly, you're going to be awarded a diploma. Now, what is the significance of that diploma? The diploma you receive does not certify that you know the answer to every legal question. However, that diploma tells the world and certifies that you can discipline your mind to learn some very difficult subject matter, and that you have been successfully trained to find the answers to difficult legal questions. Those who have come before you can provide a path, or they can inspire you to find your own path. The choices are many, and they are yours. I began my journey as a Loyola Law grad in 1976. I can remember 46 years ago when I was standing in your shoes. Now, to be honest, I don't remember the keynote speaker or what was said, but I remember the excitement and enthusiasm we all felt as we started out on our path toward our new careers. Like some of you, my father was an attorney, but my father's journey was unique and inspired me. My father had moved our family to Tennessee, from Tennessee to Chicago when I was just 7 years old. He was looking for a better life for us than what was possible under Southern Jim Crow law. We were part of the Great Migration. My father had to work during the day to support the family, but he had an opportunity to go to law school at night, and he took it. I was inspired watching him studying his law books on the weekends in the dining room table, while me and my brother, we were doing our homework at the kitchen table. Because of his sacrifice, it was possible for my father to become an attorney and to later give me advice when I went to law school. And I want to share that advice with you today. Soon after I registered for classes for my first year of law school, I went down to Dad's office and we went over the classes that I had signed up for. And he observed that I was taking 5 classes with 3 credit hours, but I had 1 class with 1 credit hour, legal research and writing. And he advised me that although the other classes, you had 3 credit hours, and you only received 1 credit hour for legal writing, the most important skill that I would use as a lawyer was in that legal writing class. I would use as a lawyer that class, that skill, learned in that class every day. This would be true regardless of how I would use my law degree. So I feel comfortable sharing that advice with you now at the end of your law school journey, because as a because as a legal professional, you're going to be always researching and learning and expanding your knowledge base. No matter what field of law you go into, you'll find your writing skills are more important than your oratory skills, with very few exceptions. That is one reason why it's important to improve, and legal writing is so important. Legal writing is the primary way that we convey our knowledge and service to our clients. I took my father's advice, and it has served me well as I stand before you on my journey as a justice of the Illinois Appellate Court. Another word of advice I'd like to share with you is to be bold and help someone. One of the most rewarding experiences that you can have as a lawyer is using your legal skills to help an individual who has been treated unjustly, even if the client is unpopular and cannot pay for your services. When I first graduated, I concentrated my practice in criminal law and general civil law. Eventually, it became possible for me to spread my wings and help individuals who were being treated unfairly but could not afford a lawyer to help them. Words cannot describe the rewarding feeling you will get when a person thanks you for saving their livelihood and sparing their family's hardships they would have otherwise suffered without your help. More than that, you will find the doors of opportunity will open as a result of your volunteer work. You have all spent the last few years learning about landmark civil rights cases: Brown, Gideon, Miranda, Roe, Casey, and Bowers, and Obergefell. Now, of course, these opportunities exist, and each of you has the potential to make the type of change in our world that these cases did. We as attorneys can all create change. However, more likely, the change you will make will be in the life of just one single individual. But cherish that. It is one of the greatest feelings of satisfaction you will ever experience. I know this because you made the difficult choice and the personal sacrifice to seize the opportunity to enter this profession. And this is a profession of service to others. We serve our clients, all of us, no matter if your client is a corporation or a criminal, a conqueror or a victim. Everything we do is in service to others. As a judge, I consider my client to be the justice system itself. We must serve our clients well. When we do, we create opportunities. Work hard, and doors will open you never thought of. Finally, I urge you to continue to embrace new technology, but to be patient. When I think about how we conducted legal research and drafted documents back in 1973 when I started law school, and contrast it with today, I'm amazed because we could not have even dreamed of the changes that have been made. Back then, a Royal or Underwood typewriter with carbon paper and whiteout, that was the order of the day when you prepared a document. Now, the ease with which we can edit documents on a computer has helped make us all better writers. The appellate court has transitioned to electronic filing. And for the first time, electronic filing allowed judges to access briefs and records and exhibits from their personal computers. With the COVID pandemic, reluctant adapters of new technology were forced to get on the bandwagon. Routine court appearances are now being conducted remotely on Zoom and on other remote meeting programs, and they've changed the way that we do our routine appearances. As a result of the pandemic, courts have adopted a new way of hearing cases. The Illinois Supreme Court has realized it doesn't make sense, for example, to have a lawyer travel from another county down to the Daly Center for a 5-minute hearing when the same result could be accomplished with a 5-minute Zoom call. Technological advances will continue to be made and adopted, but slowly. You should be flexible and open to even newer technologies that come along in the future that we cannot even imagine now, and help them be tested and implemented in the law. Your education at Loyola has prepared you to have a great career. I'm grateful for the education I received at Loyola Law School and for the opportunities it has provided. I am also grateful for the privilege and opportunity to share with you some of my story. Today, you embark on a path to writing your own story as a graduate of Loyola University Law School, with its deep, rich, and proud tradition. You have many choices on how you will use your legal education. Your journey will be your own. I only invite you to take this with you. Find inspiration, explore possibilities, seize opportunities, and serve well. Congratulations to each of you, your families, your support network, your teachers, and your friends. You should all be very proud. And thank you for allowing me to share this momentous day with you.
Thank you so much, Justice House. It's now my pleasure to introduce Michaela John, President of the SBA and a candidate for the degree of Juris Doctor. Michaela is going to make a presentation to the Justice and then offer some words on behalf of the student community.
Thank you. I feel like my heart is beating out of my chest right now. Thank you so much, Justice House, for taking the time to be here this morning and to address the class of 2022. Thank you for your impactful and motivating remarks as we embark on our next chapter. Your words today have resonated deeply with us all, and I'm certain that we will remember them beyond this ceremony, even if you didn't remember your keynote speaker. Today, we become graduates and join the list of distinguished Loyola alumni like yourself. You have inspired us, and I am honored to present you with this plaque as a sign of our gratitude. Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to take the time to recognize the rest of the graduating members of the Student Bar Association: Cruz Rodriguez, Zafar Ben-Dukta, Ashley Beth, and JJ Jahanya, and my Vice President and best friend, Maria Carolina Gomez. Thank you for always holding me accountable and inspiring me every day. President Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Harris, Loyola University Chicago faculty and staff, and all the graduates and their families, good morning and welcome. Class of 2022, what a ride this has been. I am not sure if these were the longest or shortest 3 years of our lives, but I think we can all agree that they were overwhelmingly the toughest. But here we are today, being bestowed with one of the highest honors. Not only did we endure the cold calling, the long hours of studying for civil procedure and constitutional law, as well as times of isolation when law school consumed our lives, but there was also an immense amount of unrest going on in the world outside of our law school bubble. We endured COVID-19, an impeachment, a chaotic election, an insurrection, and a racial reckoning in which many of us played the dual role of law student and activist, fighting for the just treatment of Black and brown lives. I'm sure the list goes on, but more I'm sure the list goes on, but more positively, we were also able to witness the confirmation of the first Black woman to the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson. For all the grace we didn't extend ourselves during these 3 years, I urge you to take a moment to congratulate yourself for graduating law school. Yes. We are the first graduating class to experience each of our 3 years of law school amid a global pandemic. We navigated the process of finding first-year jobs in a time of severe uncertainty and with only 1 semester of grades. Many of us lost summer employment, and others were the guinea pigs for employers' remote programs. During our 2L year, we were the student leaders who kept the law school connected. We had to figure out how to put on virtual events and transform the law school environment to one that was conducive to being online. When we returned to campus for our 3L year, We were the only class who had ever been on campus, and as such, supported the administration in rebuilding our community. We assisted in crafting the school's new anti-racist mission statement. We changed the dialogue around the use of pronouns. We fought vigorously for the admission of more students of color, and we advocated for inclusivity and accessibility regarding law school events. At each turn, we led with intention, always making a way for ourselves, our colleagues, and especially for those who came after us. As I list all that we've experienced and accomplished in these 3 years, it is important to note that we did not get to this point on our own. Thank you to our friends, family members, and partners who have shown us unconditional love and support on this journey. Thank you for understanding that we were not always able to be present. Thank you for lifting us up during our struggles and also for celebrating our triumphs. Thank you for also hyping us up when we lacked the confidence to do it ourselves. In closing, class of 2022, remember that we cannot rest when degrees have been conferred, my apologies, or the bar exam passed. As Toni Morrison once said, when we get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. Class of 2022, no matter where we end up in this profession, whether we become public defenders or prosecutors, law firm partners or in-house counsel, immigration attorneys or divorce attorneys, judges or law professors, the question must always be, how will we use our power for the advancement of others? We must remember that this law degree we've so rightfully earned must always be accompanied by a steadfast commitment to serve others. Carry this with you through bar prep and into the start of what I know will be very fruitful careers. Congratulations, class of 2022. The legacy that we have left behind is significant. I'm so excited to see the places that we go and the things that we do. I hope we continue to never accept the status quo, and in the words of the late John Lewis, that we choose to make good trouble. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Dean Harris will now present the graduate awards.
Thank you, Michaela. Wonderful, wonderful words. So I am here to present the graduate awards on behalf of Dean James Jim Fott, our Dean of Administration. I would like to present the Leadership Service and Public Interest Recognition Awards. These awards recognize graduates who, in addition to everything else that they have done and you have heard, have volunteered their expertise and significant amounts of time to help others. The recipients of this year's awards are listed on page 127 of the program. Please review to see your graduates listed. Their work has included legal assignments in understaffed government offices and not-for-profit organizations, as well as non-legal projects to benefit the needy. They have worked with underprivileged students in Chicago public schools. They have assisted incarcerated mothers to secure visitation with their children. They have helped low-income people with their taxes and served in countless other ways. Among this year's recipients are also people who have given extraordinary amounts of time and effort to enrich the life and culture of the law school and to build up our community. Each of today's recipients has brought a special gift to Loyola, and we are grateful for their contributions, especially during this time of the pandemic, which has posed challenges to our students, ourselves, and are as great as we have ever experienced in the history of Loyola Law. Will the recipients of this year's Leadership, Service, and Public Interest Recognition Awards please stand to be recognized and honored? Thank you for your service.
So here we are, folks. The moment we've all been waiting for, that degree, you are on the cusp of receiving it. Congratulations. We're going to begin with the candidate for the Doctor of Juridical Science. That degree will be presented by Dean Harris, who will make recommendations to President Rooney, who in turn will confer the degree. I would like to invite President Rooney and Dean Harris to the podium.
Will the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty and the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidate for the degree of the Doctor of Juridical Science. This candidate has fulfilled all the requirements for the degree, and I highly recommend her for that degree to be conferred.
Candidate, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees for this university, I confer upon you the Doctor of Juridical Science degree for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hood. And congratulations.
The candidate will now come forward, and Insa Blanca, Executive Director of our International LLM and SJD programs, will read her name. One of our long-standing traditions is for each of our graduates to shake the hand of the president and the dean as they walk across the stage. This year, out of abundance of caution, we are just going to exchange verbal greetings, but we're so excited for you anyway.
Receiving the degree Doctor of Juridical Science, Karen Alicia Shaw. Congratulations, Karen.
Now the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws will be presented by Dean Harris, who will make the recommendations to President Rooney, who will in turn confer the degrees. President Rooney and Dean Harris, please come back to the podium.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees, and I recommend that the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the Master of Laws degrees for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods. And congratulations, graduates.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws please come forward to be recognized by name? We ask that guests, you remain in your seat and hold your applause until the entire group has been recognized. Insa Blanca will once again read the names of the recipients of the degree of Master of Laws.
Receiving the degree of Master of Laws, Abi Amola Abuya. Bugu Ag. Tatiana Skitko. Gonzalo Aguirre Bengoa. Matthew Christopher Brown. Stephanie Eugenia Calzada. Bianca Pietroforte. Joseph A. DeRusso III. Dan Dana Fang. Joshua C. Halliday. Salmi Omagano Capena. Natasha Patricia Mathurin. Stephanie Michaels. Yesenia Yaznaz Mieles. Karolina Anna Pietrikowska. Amanda R. Tagliarino. Angelica Uribe. Fabian Waterhölter. Jackie Lynn Russell. Tina Sabi Reyes. Congratulations, graduates.
And now the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor will be presented by Dean Harris, who will make the recommendation to President Rooney, who will in turn confer the degrees. I'd like to invite President Rooney and Dean Harris to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Waldeck. Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees and then some. I recommend that the degree be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the degree of Juris Doctor for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods. And congratulations, graduates!
The candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor will now come forward to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Candidates, if you have not yet been taken out of your row, you can be seated once again. I am going to ask the guests remain in their seats, but I'm not going to ask us to hold our applause because I don't think we'll be able to contain ourselves. Giselle Santibanez-Banya will now read the names of the recipients of the degree of Juris Doctor. She's our Assistant Dean of Student Services.
Receiving the degree of Juris Doctor, Ama Watima Adai. Kainat Akram. Raneem Khatib. Sophia Allen. Matthew Allender. Hannah Amundsen. Rohan Keith Anderson. Olivia Camille Ashe. Nicholas Michael Athenson. Jasmine Amber Atwell. Tian Austin. Kiana Baharlu. William Baker. Zafar Amir Bandukta. Mackenzie David Banks. Tiffany Bearfield. Elizabeth Kate Bowerbach. Jackson Bax. Mr. Bax's diploma will be presented by his father, Douglas Bax, of the class of 1994. Lydia Ann Bailey. Alita Elizabeth Hutchinson Beck. Anna Karen Beltran. Maria Benjamin. Rachel Emily Bergherm. William Burt. Ashley Jane Beth. Emily Binger. Anne Bonnert. Ben Mbembo Bongutu Jr. Margaret Force. Daniel William Burgo. Madeline Grace Brashear. Jacqueline Brown. Claire Buffalino. Miss Buffalino's diploma will be presented by her aunt, Nanette Buffalino, of the class of 1986. Brianna Nicole Bulsky. Matthew Charles Caffrey. Louise Carhart. Edwin Caro. John Carroll. Mr. Carroll's diploma will be presented by his sister, Laura Marie Carroll, of the class of 2021. Luis Rodrigo Castro Carvalho. Thomas Hayes Cheatham. Caitlin Chanu. Kennedy Autumn Chiglo. Hannah Elizabeth Cholowinski. Noah Chickarell. Tyler Codina. Michael John Cornell. Anne Claire Cronin. Catherine Kronk. Olivia Grace Crooks. Luke Stephen Cummings. Katie Cunane. Julia Whitman Davis. Margaret DePoy. Jessie Elizabeth Dixon. Riley Jeffrey Dougherty. Tatiana Duchek. Adam Durdwan. Caitlin Michelle Edicola. William Davis Edwards. Leilani English. David Eleazar Feisch. Aiden Claire Falk. Ian Ford. Alexandra Jensen Fox. Joseph Edward Maloney Frink. Molly Franklin. Michael Franks. Lee Ann Frederick. Sarah Catherine Free. David William Freeman. Christian Elise Fuller. Eileen Renee Gabriel. Colin Gill. Maria Carolina Gomez Gonzalez. Adilene Gonzalez. Hannah Kathleen Gray. Catherine Marie Green. Michael Guthrie. Morgan Brooke Handworker. Brooke Hansen. Jessica Hansen Hannah. R. Emmett Harrington III. Mr. Harrington's degree will be presented by Robert Emmett Harrington Jr. on behalf of his late grandfather, Robert Emmett Harrington Sr. of the class of 1958. Olivia Ann Harrison. Ms. Harrison's diploma will be presented by her cousin, Catherine Johnston of the class of 2009. Ashley Nicole Hatzenbiller Welch. Abigail Leanne Heater. William Heikkinen. Abigail Higgins. Timothy Adam Higas. Essence Forever Hill. Grant Hill. Lindsay Ann Hill. Charlotte Hinkamp. Ms. Hinkamp's diploma will be presented by her aunt Martha Gillum of the class of 1996. Joseph Nguyen Ho. Dane Holland. Andrea Hoover. Elizabeth Catherine Hopkins. Sarah Jean Holt. Ryan Patrick Huddle. Jahanzeb Jahania. Benjamin DeYoung Jelsma. Andrew Jenkins. Liliana Jimenez. Michaela Julianne John. Morgan Laura Johnson. Leanne Elizabeth Fanching Jossond. Michael Joyce. Camila Rebecca Kaplanov. Maria Eleni Cardasis. Ms. Cardasis's diploma will be presented by her mother, Alexandria Demos Cardasis of the class of 1988. Ariel Katz. Maxwell Cavey. Gina Marie Kempf. Anna Summer Keneally. Kimberly Ann Kennedy. Angela Louise Killian. Emma Louise Knight. Charlie Cogan. Mr. Cogan's diploma will be presented by his brother, Jeremy Cogan, of the class of 2015. Hannah Korop. Alexandra Quensley. Naja Langworthy. Hannah Rose Lauer. Michael Lawler Jr. Cora Isabella Lewenberg. Whitney Ann Leifheit. Catherine Leverance. Benjamin Levine. Adam Lewis. Rebecca Jundi Liang. Limoyan Liao. Lily Learman. Sean Jeremiah Lenahan. Brooklyn Lohmeyer. Patrick Taylor Lucas. Elizabeth Connolly Luder. Hillary Grace Mabbitt. David Michael Madrigal. Adam Maximovich. Mr. Maximovich's diploma will be presented by his father, Michael Maximovich, of the class of 1990. Audrey Jean Malinak. Anne Christine Mann. Alicia Marsiglia. Monica Martin. Henry Martin. Samantha Jo Martin. Ms. Martin's diploma will be presented by her cousin, Natalie Kaiser, of the class of 2019. Zachary Micah Maurer. Hannah Madelon May. Simon McGalley. Laura Mitchenfelder. Kennedy Nicole Miller. Lauren Kathleen Miller. John Millerick IV. Carly Gail Minsky. Vincenzo Monaco. Brittany Moore. Jacob Moore Wright. Robert Morlock. Madeline Morris. James Mosley. Mambwe Mutanuka. Abigail Myers. Miss Myers' diploma will be presented by her husband, Christopher Cortese, of the class of 2012. Romina Namai. Crystal Nova. Alexandria Marie Nunn. Sarah Oberg. Alexis Hope O'Connor. Maximilian Oli. Michelle Pacheco. Giovanni Padilla. Maria Ann Polivos. Jackson Poller. Amelia Parker. Elizabeth Parker. Brendan Charles Pasha. Mira Patel. Lydia Gabriela Patitucci. Emily May Persifield. Delaney Shea Pearl. Margaret Pfeiffer. Michael James Phillips. Mr. Phillips' diploma will be presented by his father, Steve Phillips, of the class of 1985, and by his brother, Stephen Phillips, of the class of 2018. Samson Polovina. Michael Powers. Alexandra Preisler. Rebecca Pritchard. Christine Putnam. Robert Raphael. Alexandra Leanne Rayner. Leonard Francis Reinhardt. Mary Rintoul. Catherine Pinkney Roberts. Cruz Rodriguez. Katie Romeo. Kyle Rosenberg. Benjamin Rowley. Sarah Erin Ryan. Christopher Sabatini. Marina Saldaris. Elvis Saldias Villarroel. Sana Sami. Emma Sander. Tara Sawyer. Lauren Elizabeth Schneider. Paul Schneider. Joshua Shore. Malachi Shrubelgen. Jordan Brooke Shaughnessy. Joanna McKenna Shea. Paola Shagai. Umar Siddiqui. Eric Simon. Thomas Quinn Suula. Rachel Dorothy Sklar. John Slay. Tyler Speaks. Olga Stalauskas. John Anthony Stankovich. Todd Alexander Sterling. Kayla Stetzel. Nithika Suchdev. Rory Svoboda. Logan Sweeney. Trevor Tahami. Molly Tirio. Chad Thompson. Mallory Thornton. Samuel Torrance. Okay. Adonis Totten. Cecilia Towns Scott. Adrian Stinson. William Tripp. Mark Owen Van Buskirk. Elizabeth Hines van der Weide. Claudia Vickery. Emily Nicole Waltz. Joshua Wiedner. Samuel Elliott Wilburn. Brett Michael Wilson. Christopher Anthony Wiltowski. Lillian Rose Winters. Gabriella Dagmara Wujdilla. Eli Matthew Armin Woods. Christian Workman. Chandler Elizabeth Wright. Jesse Yaker. Cindy Joyce Savitri Yap. William Aaron Yunt. John William Zanker. Catherine Teresa Zosky. Congratulations, graduates.
Now the candidates for the Master of Jurisprudence will be presented by Dean Harris, who will make recommendations to President Rooney, who will in turn confer the degrees. Dean Harris is already at the podium, and President Rooney, I invite you to join her.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Jurisprudence please rise? President Rooney, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I respectfully present the candidates for the degree of Master of Jurisprudence. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for the degree, and I recommend that their degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Law and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Jurisprudence for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods. And congratulations, graduates.
The candidates for the degree Master of Jurisprudence will now come forward to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Candidates, if you have not yet been taken out of your seat by the marshals, you can be seated again. And guests, please remain seated when the candidates come forward. Karen Shaw, the director of our Graduate Legal Studies program, will read the names of the recipients of the degree of Master of Jurisprudence.
Receiving the degree Master of Jurisprudence, Madeline D. Acevedo. Olubeo Joseph Ajayi. Kevin Bray. Cynthia Chauvin. Krista Coleman. Nicole Ann Cristioni. Alana DeBurr. Nuri Dominguez. Jeanette E. M. Ertel. Constance Marie Farmer. Teresa Lyons Flanders. Miranda Franco. Teresa Alexandra Cesar Gonzalez. Norman Hans. Jocelyn Hernandez. Faith Ashley Hudson. Jamel T. Johnson. Kristen Noel Julian. Cecily K. Kidd. Frederick Williams Larkins Sr. Tia Malik Matthews. Teresa L. Moledor. Sharon Morrissey. Veronica Sarah Polstra. Hedda Richards. Felicia Renee Roberts Dunstan. Claudia Yvette Rodriguez. Suli Rosario. Shelby A. Santiago. Melissa Grace Sadico. Deja Smith. Jade Skylar Smith. Jessica Marie Stewart. Anne Elizabeth Stoltenberg. Sarah Grace Thompson. Christine Marie Tomzak. William J. Tortorello. Shaquan Vaughn. Jasmine Villicana. Tammy Renee Waterman. Alyssa S. Wesley. Adrian White. Crystal L. White. Mark Whiteleather. Rachel Louise Whitney. Latrice Williams. Congratulations, graduates.
Family and friends, I am absolutely thrilled to present to you the class of 2022. We hope that following the closing blessing, you will all join the graduates for a reception on the West Quad. We also ask that you remain in your seats until all the graduates have exited the auditorium. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Joanne Rooney, our university president, to the podium to offer a few remarks and to give a final blessing.
Members of the class of 2022, when you started your legal education, you thought you knew what it would be like, but everything you knew or thought you knew was upended and reimagined in a matter of weeks. Yet, you did it. You have graduated. Will everyone join me in giving them an applause? Each of us, at various times throughout our lives, both sit upon the shoulders and follow in the footsteps of others who came before us. Just over 500 years ago, St. Ignatius of Loyola and a small group of colleagues made a pledge to each other. They vowed to study, work, and pray together. They pledged to propagate a faith that melded spirituality with deep inquiry, fostering that dynamic tension between formation of the mind academically and formation of deep spirituality and trust in God. When they founded the Society of Jesus and its educational mission and method, they did so in a spirit of intellectual and cultural openness that fundamentally shifted Christianity and Western culture. The Jesuits did not promote a blind, unquestioning faith. Their revolutionary approach blended spiritual and educational methods that opened hearts and minds to art and to science, to reason and to rhetoric. Through deep inquiry, observation, debate, and discourse, they looked for God, God in all things, and they did all of this in service to others. Ignatius and the Jesuits created a system of education that integrated study and research, rigor and compassion, contemplation and conversation, all with active engagement among the people, societies, and cultures around them. In short, the Jesuits moved beyond the secure walls of the monastery to fearlessly engage with the world around them, to advance change, and to lift up those who suffer. Today, that same mission is entrusted to you and embodied in you. Graduates, you are challenged to act. Going to the margins of our society in service to the poor and underserved, and expanding the frontiers of knowledge to support that exact same service. You have embraced your Jesuit education not simply as a way to distinguish yourself in a career, but as a way to learn, to lead, and to serve in your place and time in this world. On its face, this idea of service may seem straightforward and uncomplicated. It is not. I was reminded of this recently in a Western civilization class that I attended, taught by our own Professor Buchholz in the College of Arts and Sciences. Civilization, civilized society, is at its core about community, about greetings and sympathy. As members of a community, we must be willing to reach deep within ourselves, to engage with each other, not just via a video or text, but face to face, human connection to human connection. It is about receiving each other and interacting on a personal level. The smile, the nod, the acknowledgement, the embrace. But along with greeting, we must also show sympathy, or a better description, true empathy. Committing ourselves to seeing each other, appreciating each other, understanding each other, and showing compassion and care. It is only then that we could be of real service, walking alongside and accompanying those in need. Recently, Pope Francis was much more direct, dare I say blunt, in his assessment, calling on each of us to put aside consumerism and self-centered desires to serve others. In a recent homily celebrating Mass for the World Day of the Poor, he stated, "Let us not waste our lives thinking only of ourselves, indifferent to others, or deluding ourselves into thinking peace and security. Instead," he said, "we must look reality in the face and avoid the infection of indifference." The infection of indifference. As we emerge from the relative isolation of the pandemic, we are often struck and even consumed by all the sorrows and losses and lessons we have endured over the past few years, even though we cannot undo that past. We can also become anxious and even overwhelmed when we focus on the future and all that we need to do to address the urgent issues in our neighborhoods, communities, and across the world. But again, we cannot dictate the details of tomorrow. Learn from the past, yes. Contemplate the future, of course. However, equally important, what we must also do is be present in the moment. I urge you to regularly pause and engage with the present. Offer greetings and express empathy. Appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, the warmth of the sun, the uplifting sound of laughter, the vibrant colors of new spring growth, the melodies of joyous music, the smile of a child, the poignant stories of an elder. My sincere prayer for each of you is that your Jesuit education affords you protection against the infection of indifference, that you continue to explore, grow, and learn, moving toward a hope-filled future, serving where the need is the greatest, that you stay connected to the present, nourishing the good in your lives with love and optimism, sharing greetings and expressing sympathy. In these ways, you will be the difference and make the difference in all that you do. As I close, I would like to offer one final gesture of respect and gratitude to each one of you. Esteemed graduates of the School of Law at Loyola University Chicago, I tip my hat to you in congratulations. Graduates, we'll ask that you stay seated for just a few more moments, but everyone else, please stand if you are able and extend your hand over our graduates for a final blessing. The blessing is located on the last page of the program book and will also be displayed on the screens. Please join with me. May God bless you and sustain you on this, your graduation day. May the Creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your soul. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are loved. May the Lord of all look kindly upon you this day and forever. Amen. And congratulations, graduates.